Does it scare you to hear that we are in a state of crisis? You might be wondering, what is the crisis? And could that lead to $3,000 gold, $65 silver? Let's talk about a crisis we in the United States in particular, but really throughout the whole world are facing right now. What that crisis is, why it is a crisis, but most importantly, how that could lead us to $3,000 gold, $65 silver. Hey, I'm glad you're joining me today. Thank you for being part of Ron's Basement. I'll quickly ask you, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. That helps us get the word out to more and more people. So what is this crisis that I'm talking about? Have you heard of the debt issue, not only in the United States, but throughout the whole world? But first, let's take a look back at some previous crises and see how they may relate to what we're going through today. Just two of the most recent crises, the tech bubble. Remember that? 1999, everybody was buying tech stocks. The tech was going to rule the world, change the world. Everybody was getting rich until they weren't. I actually worked in the tech field during that period, 1995 through 2001. I was, I guess, smart enough or lucky enough to avoid investing in a lot of these dot-com stocks, but a lot of my cohorts who worked in the tech field were making a lot of money and investing a lot of money, and for a while making a lot of money during the tech bubble. But that didn't turn out too well. And it wasn't a problem until it was a problem. It was party time. Everything was great, kind of like Panomics right now, until it wasn't. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, or platinum, do yourself a favor and check out Pimbex, the online precious metals bullion dealer and sponsor of Ron's Basement. I was a happy customer before they offered to support the channel. You'll find they have the best prices, quality, and service. I think Pimbex is best, and you will too. And be sure to tell them that you're from Ron's Basement. Let's fast forward to 2008. You know, we also had a housing bubble, a mortgage crisis that erupted in 2008. But the 5 years leading up to that, everything was great. Everybody was making all this money in real estate. Everybody was making all this money on the value of their house. Everything was great until it suddenly wasn't. And are we in that same period right now when it comes to much, much bigger debt bubbles that have been blown? Government debt bubbles, corporate debt bubbles, even on an individual basis, we have more debt than any other time in history. And what happens when it all gets called to fruition? That's right, we got big problem. We're going to talk about the catalyst that will propel the silver price to new heights, the gold price, $3,000 plus. But let's just talk about what's going on right now here in the United States. $34 trillion in debt. Congratulations, America. 2024, you hit $34 trillion in debt. $7 trillion of that debt will need to be refinanced this year. There are some smart people who are saying that the U.S. government has already started the process of, I hate to use this D word, but defaulting on that debt. Default doesn't happen overnight. It's a long process when the person that owes the money or the government or the entity can no longer afford, based on their current financial situation, to pay the debt. And there's a lot of people who are arguing that we're already in that spot right here in the United States. Yes, people like you and me that understand basic mathematics, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and even have access to calculators. It's not real complicated, guys. We are heading towards some big problems. What do you think about the fact that when we went through the big debt ceiling issue just a little while ago, they didn't set a new debt limit? They didn't just raise the debt limit, they suspended the debt limit. And again, we've got smart people saying there's a reason why that occurred. The debt limit is unlimited in the United States through January of 2025. Do they know that this catalyst event that we're going to talk about that will propel the price of silver and gold much higher is around the corner. Fortuna Silver Mines is a global intermediate gold and silver producer. Since 2005, Fortuna's best-in-class management has delivered impressive growth and profits. Fortuna's solid financial position and operational expertise allows for performance in any precious metals price cycle and provides a foundation from which to harvest great profits in more favorable metals markets. Investing in Fortuna is an investment in quality, long-term, sustainable production of in-demand precious and base metals. Because nobody wants our debt anymore. China, Saudi Arabia, other countries throughout the world are selling their U.S. treasuries. What about Ray Dalio? Do you know who he is? He started one of the world's most successful hedge funds, Bridgewater Capital. He said something that I think really sums up what's going on right now. All that debt, the $34 trillion in the United States, and let's just also mention right now that there's over $300 trillion in total debt in the world, all of which mathematically almost can never be paid off, that somebody owns all that debt. You own part of it. I own part of it. And we all think that we're going to get paid back. And you want to hear about this catalyst that will get us $3,000 gold, $65 or higher silver. That's when the Fed finally gives up and realizes the only way the debt is manageable, the only way the system continues, is if they print money and monetize the debt. Look, it's gone on before in the past, and it's going on right now in countries like Japan. But when they finally throw in the towel and say, we give up, there's really nothing more we can do, it's the best app. They'll even have a fancy new acronym to describe it. But at that point, when money is printed and they monetize the debt, just create money out of thin air at the Fed to buy the debt of the United States, that devalues the dollar even further. It dilutes the value of the dollar, and that will be the catalyst event that will get us to $3,000 gold, 65 or higher silver. Mathematically, guys, if you have a calculator and you do a little calculating, you will find that it really is the only solution. Either that or some type of economic miracle, and who knows, maybe President Biden has more tricks up his sleeves. But if history is any indicator, the U.S. government will be forced through the Federal Reserve to print more money. And again, that will be the wake-up moment for the silver price and the gold price. Hey, I appreciate you joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed your visit to the basement. I want you to come back. You're always welcome here. Please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Most important, until next time, be well.